Well, hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's Thursday, and you know what that means? A new episode of Chit Chat with Bernadette. I'm your host, Bernadine, and welcome to episode, wait for it, 20. Episode 20. So, we're chugging along slowly but surely. We're getting there one episode at a time. One episode at a time. So let me know if you can hear me clearly. Drop a comment, say hello, um, share the live. But most importantly, let me know if you can hear me clearly, so I'm not talking to myself and you guys are not hearing anything. Okay, so yes, again, welcome to episode 20. If you're tuning in for the first time, previous episodes can be found on the YouTube channel. So visit the channel, like, comment, and subscribe to it. Yes, please, and thank you. And also set your notifications so that when we go live, you'll be notified, and you can tap in at the beginning and let us know, join in with the conversation. Give your comment, give a feedback. Let me know what's happening and all of that stuff. So when you do that, it gives you the opportunity to win the gift of the week. And the gift this week is NRG. And I will be touching on that a little bit later to let you know what it does. Also, if you're new to the show, welcome. This is a show where we discuss sports, politics, current affairs, a little bit of entertainment gossip, a little bit of what's happening in our community and around the world, Canada, Jamaica, USA, and other countries. And so, like I said, if you're here, don't be shy, don't be a stranger, drop a comment, drop a like, let me know if you can hear me clearly, and off we go. So as usual, I'm going to start with our artist review, and it's been a busy week music-wise for artists, so I'm just going to touch on a few of them. Let you know what's happening with them. So we're going to start with my girl Spice. Why? Because Spice has her new album out this week. It dropped last Friday. I have listened to all the songs. I like all the songs on her I like all the songs on her album. I like the Popo, the one that she did with her son. I like Send It Up. That is strictly dancehall. Can't play upon radio. I like Don't Care. That is like a throwback reggae song. I like the one what she do with. Me love the whole her album. Me love the whole her album. So my girl Spice. I see some people checking in. So hey Colleen, how are you? Thanks for checking in. Hey Enid, good night. How are you? Thanks for checking in. I missed you last week. I hope you were well. Hey Colleen. Colleen says, may doze away sick but trying to listen in. Oh girl, thank you. Hope I can keep you awake. Colleen says, yes, I know. Spice, turn up the spice in you. Girl, let me tell you, for our album, me nah lie, it nice. Our album nice. Me like it. I listened to all of the songs them last week. Me like it. So glad she was able to put out the album. I saw some numbers where they said, it was like about 55 million streams up to until about Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. So yeah, me like it for Spice. Squash has a new song out as well called Feel Nice. It's a nice groove, lyrics clean, it can play upon radio and all of that. Vibes Cartel have a new album out as well. So we know the Vibes in a prison, but him still a go on with himself, still a make music. He's got a new album that dropped on Friday as well. Bounty Killer and Red Rose, them have a video out called Brand New Body. Nice dancehall song. Nice dancehall song, can rock to and everything. Good rhythm, can also play pan radio and that. Leela IK has a new video out called Batty Rider Shots. I don't know, Leela, fear song, them have a nice melodic, give you like a Erica Badu and, Lauryn Hill type vibe. So Leela IK, she a gone with herself. Colleen says Spice album sell off. Yes, it is. Enid says yes, I was just busy and get caught up. That's okay. That happens to all of us. And Rudolph is checking in. Hey Rudolph, how are you? So also we had a death in the music fraternity. Joseph Bennett, JoJo, founding member of the Satellites, has died. He was 81. He passed away Tuesday peacefully in his sleep of natural causes. He was a core member of the Juno Award-winning group Satellites, whose heyday in the late 80s and 90s earned much music rotation and included the reggae pop hit Give Me Some Kind of Sign. So condolences to his family. May his soul rest in peace. Again, they said he died peacefully in his sleep. He was 81. So he lived a good and fruitful life. So for the albums, check them out on YouTube and Vivo. I'll have the links in the description box on YouTube. But Spice song, me nah lie. Spice album, me nah lie. You know my bias with Spice and Dexter. Spice album. But on a real tip, Spice album, nice. Spice, yeah. So we're going to go to the sports arena now. And the Blue Jays, it seems like playing at home for them is good because they have been winning. They've maybe lost 2 games out of the last 10 that they've played, which is awesome for them. So let's hope they keep it up, because it can help them move up in the standings. I think they're 2.5 games out of the wild card slot, but 7.5 games from the top of the division. But we just need them to get a wild card so that they can, hopefully play that win and go to the playoffs, because it's getting down to crunch time. They're presently 61 to 51 in terms of their record. TFC, they played to a 2-2 draw against New York last Saturday. Their next game is this Saturday. Since they've had their new coach, they've only lost 1 game, but they've been drawing more than they've been winning. So we need them to win more games in order for, they'll move up in the standings, because they can't keep a draw and get 1 point. They need to get 3 points each game so that they can move up in the standings. All right. Colleen said everyone dance better than yard. Dance better than yard and sing best in the shower. Them 2 things, yes. Anyways, I'm going to touch on the Raptors a little bit. I thought I put that in. Okay, going to touch on the Raptors a little bit. We have a new team member, and that team member is not played nice. So we're not liking him right now. His name is Goran Dragic. He made some stupid remarks about, he wants to go, he was looking to go to a team that would be contending. Basically saying him no want come on Raptors because Raptors not going to win any championship anytime soon. And I can understand people wanting to go to a championship team and such, but hey, I mean, he's been in the league, 13 years, 15 years, and he's not been on a championship team to win a championship yet. And some of the guys that he would be playing with on the Raptors team have won championships. So, yeah. So he got dragged on Twitter. He apologized, saying that he didn't mean it the way it sounds. But I know if he's here for the opening night, he's going to get booed. There's talks of that he may be traded to Dallas. So we'll see what happens if he's even here come opening night. I personally think they got him in the trade so that they can trade him away and get something better for him. So let's see what happens. Colleen says, rate him, no rate Raptors. Him act like him have no ring from any team. Exactly. Him have none, and him talk about him want go a team or have thing. But all of the teams, them Lakers stack, Nets stack, Warriors stack, Clippers stack, as Kawhi just signed back with Clippers for 4 years, $176 million, and all of them something there. So all of the team, them a build them things. So anybody who I go get him now, if you go sign and trade, forget him. So I don't know who I go get him on, on his league. But there was an article about a guy that, like, he made one of the worst contract moves ever. So Dennis Schroeder is with the Lakers, and they were offering him 4 years, $84 million, and he turned it down. 4 years, $84 million, he turned it down. That worked out to $21 million a year. All right? Him turned down all of that. What did he sign for now? He signed with Boston for 1 year for $6 million. So he turned down 4 years, $84 million, because he thought he was worth $100 million. And now this year, he's playing for $6 million. $6 million. So that means that this year alone, him throw away $15 million. Just this year alone. Me don't know who went stupid. Me don't know if I hear. Me don't know if I an agent. Me don't know who did I advise him. But whoever did I advise him, boy, me feel it for him and I know me. Colleen said them better trade him. Colleen said better go on People's go buy him ordering. In it say bright. Colleen said penny wise, pound foolish. Man, me don't know. Me don't know who did I advise him on that. But you feel say you're worth this big money, and the team said we don't think you're worth it, but we are giving this much. So him wanted $100 million. They offered him 84. So there were $16 million difference. I know you're gonna 50. That to me was just crazy. Just crazy. But there's another player, Oladipo. He did the same thing as well. He's probably playing for $2.5 million this year as opposed to the $10 million a year he was being offered. So sometimes the players think that, oh, I'm worth this much and this should happen and this is what I should get because, but that's not the case. Sometimes that's not the case. People are not willing to spend that much money for you if they can get somebody else, so should be interesting to see what happens with him. Anyways, we're going to start on our news program, and I'm starting in Jamaica because there's talks about Portmore becoming the 15th parish. Okay, so this was put forward a few years ago, and there was resistance to it then because it doesn't have its own fire station and it doesn't have its own hospital and all of that stuff. So back then it didn't have all of those stuff. It's still a part of St. Catherine and stuff. But now they're talking about it may, looking at the feasibility of it becoming the 15th parish. There's a hospital that will be built in Portmore over the next coming years. I don't know if it started yet, but I know it has been approved to be built in Portmore. There's also no real market in a Portmore. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of supermarkets and whatever, but there's no outdoor markets really for ground provision. But I'm sure they can make space over there for that. Them not a cemetery and all of them something there. But one of the pushback they're getting is from the St. Catherine's Parish Council, because if Portmore separate from St. Catherine, then that money doesn't go into St. Catherine. No, it goes into Portmore. So then there'll be less money for Portmore to handle and to establish themselves. But at the end of the day, Portmore itself has more people. They said there's about 200,000 people in a Portmore area. And then in the parish of St. Catherine minus Portmore, there's less than 200 people. So there's reason to believe that it would be a good move to make Portmore a parish on its own. And they're looking at that feasibility and all of them something there. So we'll see what's happening, because they're saying they're getting less pushback now than they used to get before. So that's something to watch, because we may have to start adding Portmore as a 15th parish, and then we have to go learn a whole new capital. I don't know which part them would, which one of the areas in a Portmore would have been the capital of Portmore. So we see what we're going with it. Colleen says no more parish, and then she said, "Me soon won't be able to sing the parishes like first time. No cemetery can build there. It'd be watery grave." That's true too, but I'm sure they'll figure a way out. But I mean, Portmore is okay. Gas is cheaper in Portmore, but goddamn, it's hot over there. Like, no, we already have Kingston capital, Kingston. We can't have Portmore capital, Portmore. No, we can't have that. But yeah, Portmore for me just find it hot, and I just get hot and bothered over there. It's just hot. Anytime I go there, I'm like, okay, Portmore water, and then the rest of Jamaica water, because Portmore just hot. Hot, hot, hot. But that's something to watch and see if they decide to do that. If you've just joined, drop a comment, drop a hi, drop a hello, share the live, join in the chat. We don't bite over here. So I'm staying in Jamaica. So recently, 7 Jamaicans were recently deported from the UK. Apparently 90 people were originally earmarked for deportation. However, the Guardian reports that there was opposition from the Jamaican government because of COVID concerns. There were also concerns about the vulnerability of some of those due to fly because of trafficking indicators and mental health problems. The Guardian says a series of urgent High Court injunction applications seeking to block some of the deportations continued until the flight took off at 1 o'clock. I think it was Monday or Tuesday that the flight left. The estimated cost of a long-haul Home Office charter operation is thought to be about 300,000 British pounds. With 7 people on the flight, that equates to about 43,000 British pounds to deport each person. So while majority of those who were due to fly were taken off the flight, the 7 people who flew are believed to include 3 who were taken from prison. Of the 4 taken from immigration detention, 1 was aged 64 and another 66. 1 is thought to be suffering from mental confusion and is physically frail and had to be carried onto the plane. He is believed to have a Windrush case. Another recently lost a child in a case ruled by a coroner to be due to medical negligence, and he had to leave his partner, the mother of their child, to grieve alone. At least 5 of those due to fly had trafficking indicators due to county lines grooming. So the Home Office is reported to have given the Jamaican government assurances that nobody at risk of COVID would have been on the flight. It came after at least 2 cases were confirmed in the detention center days before the flight took off. The Home Office said everyone due to fly had a negative PCR test. So those are the 7 people. Information on the 7 people that were deported this week from England to Jamaica. The one that they said is believed to have a Windrush case. I'm not quite sure why they would have deported him before his case is completed, because a lot of those Windrush people, they went up to England in the 60s, 70s. Them go up without papers, because at that time that's how you could go up, and based on the constitution at that time and certain things that were happening, they didn't need to have travel docs. And then some of them reaching out the country and then look back at Jamaica, none at all, and then know if you find out that they're not citizens of England, then I know papers over there, and there's a whole scandal and a whole big rigmarole things that go on over there regarding this Windrush thing. So that now go done for now. And most of the people are older folks, like people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s that get caught up in that thing. So that has to be watched to see what happens. But that not go done for now. Anyways, let me know if you have any comments on any of the stories so far, and share the live. Drop a comment drop a hi, say hello if you're joining us. If you're joining us, Colleen said them true. Yes, a lot of the Windrush people, from them go up a UK. They've never, like one of the guy in 2019, he went back to Jamaica for the first time after being in the UK for 50 years. 50 years. That's when he went back to Jamaica. And then he had problems going back to England because it never have the documents required. And then I'm thinking, what to pay them to help him sort out these things to make sure, say, when you travel, you have your proper travel docs, make sure you can come back into the country and all of these things. So, yeah, a lot of those people back in them days, they went up and them done with Jamaica. That was it. So we're gonna circle around to Toronto right now, and a 28-year-old woman has been charged after a fatal hit and run involving a motorcycle Thursday night in North York. Police say emergency services responded to a call just after 11 p.m. for reports of a collision in the area of Dufferin Street and Rainy Avenue between a motorcycle and a van. Police said the cyclist was hit, knocked down, and dragged by a Dodge Caravan. Investigators said the 18-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene. Police said the van then fled the scene and was found abandoned a short distance away. The driver was then found on foot. Investigators said Kirsten Stevens was arrested. She was charged with impaired operation causing death, exceeding blood alcohol causing death, and leaving the accident scene causing death. Stevens was scheduled to appear in a Toronto court Friday, which is tomorrow morning. I have no empathy, no compassion, no nothing for a drunk driver. I figure if you drive drunk and you kill somebody, you have to go to jail for life. You have to know what's your limit. You have to know when to drink and stop. If you want drink and get drunk, stay at your yard, drink at your yard, get drunk at your yard. But you cannot drink and drive and go to a road and kill off people. And then when you no go to court, you get to like a 3-year or you get to like a 5-year if you come out, if you come do the same thing. That's not right. That's not right. Colleen said England should have never taken him back. Let him spend 50 more years on joking. The man would have never know what to do with himself. I say maybe she's not her mom, so she have no heart. If she drunk, what she run for? She should have stand up. You sound like I who sing that song, La Tiger. Where you run for? You know, should I stand up? A tiger sing that song there. Yeah, but that's the whole thing though. You drink, you drive, you go kill somebody. And yet no, you run from the pro. You now wait now for deal with the consequence of your action. You are run from the scene. Stay at the scene. Stay at the scene. I always say stupidity have consequences. Even if I'm my stupidity, it have consequences to me. So if somebody stupid enough to go drink, get drunk and drive, you have to suffer those consequences because of your stupidity. Me, when it come on to drunk driving, me not have no compassion, no empathy, no nothing for drunk drivers. None whatsoever. None. Anyways, there's been rumors, the media is talking about it today, that Canada will be calling an election on September 20th, a day before my birthday on the 21st. They're stating that Justin Trudeau will be asking the governor to dissolve parliament on Sunday, and then it's on to the election campaign. I don't know if we can take an election right now, because me not go stand up in a no long line to go vote for nobody in a COVID. Mind you, the CERB and all of them something they want come out with, and it help people during COVID and all of them something. That's nice and that's good. I'm thinking that because of what's happening right now, the government is being looked at favorably. So I'm thinking that he wants to make use of the feel-good opportunity that's happening right now to call the election to hopefully win a majority government. Because right now he's operating in a minority government, so whenever he needs to do anything, he has to ensure that the conservative government or the NDP government will vote with him in order to pass a legislation. So I'm thinking he's making the gamble that because of what's happening now, people are feeling good. We have a little bit amount of time right now in order to, it's kind of a honeymoon period. So September 20th, federal election, go out, exercise your right to vote. If you don't vote, you don't have a say. You can't cuss government if you not vote. Because that means you not vote, we put in the government what you want, so you can't cuss government if you don't vote. That's how I'm going to say on that. Colleen said, not half the people will take the CERB and still vote him out. That's true. That is very, very true. People take the money and still vote him out. But I always tell people, if you don't go vote, you can't cuss and complain because and say, you never vote. You don't have a vote. So we're going to go to Jamaica, and there's a new program now that they'll be starting soon. It's in conjunction with a few of the corporate leaders in Jamaica. So Shalisha Cassie, yes, she's spearheading it. She says a small fee given to youngsters who wipe motor vehicle windscreens at traffic light is an insufficient act of appreciation. So she's created the Squeegee Academy International, which she said will help to improve the lives of windscreen wipers by offering them training in different skill areas. She said when she had driver, she said them on whatever, she figured that if you give them $100 here and $100 there is not good. So she's come up with this new program that the youngsters will engage in 10 months of skill training in areas including masonry, barbering, and painting. They will also learn mentorship and life skills such as conflict resolution and money management. The program will be a collaborative effort of the HEART and the National Service Training Agency, NSTA Trust, and the Housing Opportunity and Production and Employment Program, HOPE. So HEART NSTA and Hope are the three corporate bodies that it's putting this all together, along with what Miss Cassie has implemented. Okay, so that's really a good move on that part. Gives them something to do, because them when you drive and the squeegee kids them come, like all when you tell them no, them still a wipe your windshield, and then them expect you to pay them, and then when you not pay them, them want to cuss you and argue with you. Imagine you tell somebody no, and them still go do the work, and then they'll cuss you when you not pay them. Not all of them anyway, some of them, but I didn't like that. That happened downtown Toronto as well. You would tell them no and whatever. But I haven't seen that much lately. Probably within the last year or so, I haven't seen it downtown Toronto, but I seen it in Jamaica. And yeah, but this is a good move. Give them some skills training and all of that. Yeah. So we're staying in Jamaica, and a St. James man who allegedly used a machete to chop his brother on his back and arm, almost severing it, has been charged with wounding with intent. Police said that Roger Reed, a mason of Bogue Hill, Montego Bay, St. James, and his brother were doing repairs to a house when an argument developed between them. Reed allegedly used a machete to chop his brother, who has since been admitted to hospital. The alleged attacker was taken to the Montego Bay police station by a pastor, where he was charged and placed into custody. His court date is being finalized. Then now why you could have argue with the brother so make you chop him? Colleen says, good move that she make. Nice program. That's why they need to know how to control themselves. Yes, Enid says, good move, and sometimes they're endangered. Yes, that's true. Colleen says, that's a wounding with purpose. But want to know why your brother could have do to you so? Why you could have argue with your brother so much, wearing you have to chop your brother? Like, I mean, I understand it. I don't understand why, how. Are your brother? Sometimes we're a little bit too hot-headed, man. Hi. Anyways, if you're just joining, Angie, Janice, Miss Tomlinson, come up, say hi, say hello. Don't be a stranger, don't be shy. Share the live. Yes. So we're going to circle to New York, and there's lots of things that have been happening in New York lately with the governor. So there's been several people that have come out and stated that he has sexually harassed them and all of that stuff, and he's saying it's a lie, no gozo, and all of them something. Then there was a report that came out, I think it was last week. A report came out that, because based on the allegations and the comments that were made, they did an investigation. And then based on the investigation, a report was put together. And that report stated that the workplace was toxic. He did indeed sexually harass his female workers and all of that thing and whatever. And he said he was going to go down fighting. He wasn't going to let them get him to quit or to do whatever. But I don't know what happened. Actually, no, there was a girl that worked with him that decided to come out and be the face of the allegation, because normally, the allegations they put out, people are hiding and saying, and unidentified sources. This aide that used to work with him, she came out and said, I am one of the people that he sexually harassed. She outlined what he did to her. And I think it was a day or two after that he decided to resign. So some of his, the things that he's been accused of is groping, unwanted kisses, groping their breasts, their buttocks, otherwise touching them inappropriately, made sexual insinuating remarks about their looks and their sex lives and all of that kind of stuff. So he, I believe, if I recall correctly, it was yesterday's Wednesday, it was either Tuesday or yesterday that he announced he's resigning in 14 days. So he's still in office for another few days. And the Lieutenant Governor, Kathy Hochul, who's a 62-year-old lady from the Buffalo area, she will become the state's 57th governor and the first woman to hold the post. There's also a possibility that Cuomo could be charged criminally. I know there's a couple of civil cases that are out there against him as well. So should be interesting to see what happens. During his apologies, he stated that due to generational cultural differences, as well as the times that we're living in now, that's why these things are now coming up. But, you know, I can understand a little bit of what he's saying, because back in the 80s, 90s, you know, women really didn't have a voice, and they didn't have the power to say, hey, I don't like being touched that way, or hey, you can't talk to me that way. And he's claiming that being an Italian and coming from an Italian family, you know, they're very touchy-feely. Well, I have yet to go to an Italian family where they touch my butt or touch me on my breast. They always know to say, hey, we can hug, and your hands can be in appropriate places. Inappropriate places, 2 words, not inappropriate, 1 word, and we can get along. But yeah, we're not. So, you know, what he's saying doesn't make sense, but it should be interesting to see whether or not he gets charged criminally. And there seems to be something happening there seems to be something in the New York water, because he's not the first high profile politician to be brought down by those kinds of things. I mean, who remembers Elliot Spitzer, who, you know, had a call girl, and, you know, yeah, you know, he went and his wife had to stand beside him and he apologized and all of that. Anthony Weiner, who went to prison for sexting with a 15-year-old girl. This is after he was caught talking inappropriately to another woman before, and they're all married. You know, Eric Schneiderman, he was accused of abuse and stuff. Again, they're all New Yorkers, all politicians, all getting brought down because of their stupidity. And again, like I said before, stupidity have consequences. So let's see. Okay, so there's been some lively things going on in the comments. Colleen says, hot boy governor. Sharon says, good night, good people. Good night, Madam German. How are you? Thanks for joining. Enid says, good night, Sharon. Colleen says, them mash him Khan. Sharon says, them 2 finger fearing, better than keep them fingers in the pocket and feel up them. Is that a baseball I see, or a tennis ball? Colleen says, see him stick that lick the black snake, you just see him stick lick the yellow snake. So true. Enid says, Sharon made me laughing off my face. Colleen says, big apple, they think everyone wants a bite. You know, sometimes men in power, they just do what they feel that they want to do. And who are you going to talk to? What are you going to say? You get a job, you get a good paying job. You do not want to lose your good paying job. So you keep your mouth shut when people are sexually harassing you. That was then. This is now. Some people will talk out. Some people will take you to court and get their power back. So kudos to them peeps. get it going. Um, I'm gonna go to Jamaica for a bit because there was a study done. Every year it gets updated, but Jamaica is in the top three. It's not a good study. So being in the top one, two, three, even in the top 10 is not good. So in terms of young girls being trafficked, Jamaica is always, always, always in the top 10. Most of the time it's in at the top 5 of countries around the world where young girls get trafficked. And there was a recent article where it says the ultimate betrayal of a young girl is usually that they're trafficked by close family friends. And this particular girl that was the mainstay of the article stated that she was 12 and it was her neighbor. She had known her one-time neighbor turned family friend since the age of 7. So when the friend one day invited her to spend a weekend at her house so she could go to some nice places, she had no idea she was walking into a trap. We have young girls who have been trafficked by persons who were previously close to the families. Sharon Millwood Moore, Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions and head of the unit in that office charged with prosecuting human trafficking and sex crimes, said during the virtual forum staged by the Ministry of National Security in recognition of World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Millwood Moore said the child, whose family was at the time living in deplorable conditions, left unknown to her mother to meet with a kind neighbor. That might raise other issues, but the fact is she went to somebody she thought she could trust, and in about 3 nights, while she thought she was just going to parties and have fun, remember the girl was 12. She was found in hotels where she was being forced to perform sexual acts with various men, prostituted at that age by someone who was well known to her. They're saying that the 12-year-old is one of the 108 victims, including 65 children rescued so far by the Jamaican police from the hands of traffickers, according to the officials. Jamaican police from the hands of traffickers. According to the officials, children were primarily trafficked for sexual exploitations. They're imploring that Jamaicans need to remain vigilant, pointing out that trafficked victims are often hidden in plain sight and it can happen in many different forms, so we have to be on the lookout. But me want to know, as a parent, you don't know where a 12-year-old is? Because it did state that the mother gave permission for her to go with a neighbor. So how you don't know where a 12-year-old is? That she can be out for days and nights and you don't know where she is for that to happen to her. Me never used to play. Me not played in the joke there with my pitney. Nope. Never used to play in the joke there with my pitney at all. No sleeping out. No sleepover. No sleepovers unless it was at my house because then me can't see. Wagwan, me know wagwan. And all of them something. No. But again, like they said, Jamaicans have to be vigilant about child trafficking. It's not good that for a small island like that, we're always in the top 5. That has to stop. So this forum and the education that they're putting forward and the sexual harassment laws that they've written and are looking to implement by the end of this year, those are good things that are, will help, but family members, parents need to do more. So, yeah. Colleen says, wicked men, how could they? That's a baby. A 12-year-old, Sharon said, no Boy Scout. Nope, none whatsoever. Colleen says, BB, anywhere nice the neighbor can bring her, me can bring her to. For real. Or you not go nowhere because you not go turn licky licky if you say you want go, you say you want go, they say just because. No, we're not doing that. Jamaica loving at the top. Good or bad, we want in at the top. Good or bad. It's not nice. Not nice at all. So if you're just joining, Charmaine and Rita and everybody else who's just joined, say hi, drop a comment, say hello, share the live. We don't bite. We just have conversations. Have conversations. So we're staying in Jamaica, and 11 years ago, Danette Brooks of Ramblin' St. Thomas celebrated her birthday preparing and praying for the safe delivery of her son, whom she said was a gift from her common-law husband, Kevin Brown, who is a gentleman on screen. Contrary to the joy she felt then, the woman whose baby father has been missing since Saturday, August 7th, yesterday spent her birthday in utter distress. Preliminary reports are that 42-year-old Brown, also of Ramble, was at work last Saturday when he was approached by men in a motor car. Brown, who worked as a security guard at a private establishment in Mount Sinai, Landui, also in St. Thomas, was reportedly badly beaten and abducted. He has not been seen since. Struggling to share her side of the story, Brooks, who is currently overseas, told the Star that she has not been able to sleep or eat since Brown was taken away. We've been together for many years. I have an 11-year-old son for him. He's not my daughter's father, but he treats her as his own. He helped me to bring her up into the woman she is today. I've been away for a little while and we talk straight on the phone. I can't manage this, he said. Kevin doesn't give trouble. He'd rather save a life than to harm someone. So I don't know where this is coming from. This happened from Saturday and nobody knows where he is up till now. We need to find him. I don't know if he's dead, but to my feelings and belly pain, he's not alive, Brooks lamented. They have robbed my son of his father, who usually helped him with his schooling. Today's my birthday and I wish they could find his body and I hope he's alive. Head of the St. Thomas Police and Superintendent Alison Byfield shared that 2 persons have been taken into custody in relation to the incident. She said the information received is that the victim was attacked by men in a motor car, beaten, and had a boulder thrown on him. He was then reportedly taken away in the car. Investigation led us to 2 men who are now in custody, and a motor car belonging to one of the suspects is being processed to see if we can find any evidence to link with the crime. In the meantime, we've been probing the area in hopes of finding an injured person or a body. We're also asking persons with information that can assist us in doing so to come forward. So how come the 2 men them want to have in a custody not telling no where the body there or what them do with the body? I don't understand. That not make sense. That not make sense at all. But normally in Jamaica, when somebody go missing for a day or 2, that's it. You just know say that's it. There's no if or but, no go round. That's it. So Sharon says, how you know we don't bite? We don't bite hot. Even if we bite, we don't bite hot. Anyways, I am going to go to Rhode Island for the next news article. So police say a woman was brutally beaten by ATV and dirt bike riders in a Rhode Island road rage incident after she honked at the group for refusing to move on 2 traffic lights. Authorities arrested a 24-year-old woman, which is a woman on screen, in connection with the incident on Thursday, and more arrests and charges are expected in the coming days. The attack happened at approximately 11 p.m. Tuesday, according to police report. The victim, 35, told police that she was in her car with her 8-year-old daughter when they encountered a group of about 10 riders at a traffic light in Providence. The woman says she was stuck behind the group for 2 green traffic lights and that she eventually honked her horn to get them moving. She then turned onto a side street. The riders caught up to her, surrounded her her with their vehicles, opened her door, and then dragged her out of the car. They allegedly beat her up at the scene and then drove away. I watched that video, and it wasn't a nice video. And it was both woman and man beating on her, all because she honked her horn to get them to move from the stoplight. No. My thing is, when me a drive, all of my door them lock. All of my car doors are locked. I just saw me drive. In her case, apparently her door, I don't know how they managed to open her car door. But if me a drive, and I've seen it happen before. There was a case in Toronto on the QEW where bike riders did that to a guy that was in a Cherokee. And that's what they surrounded him. And yeah, but me not take beating so, cause my car I go run over somebody. Me not take beating so. My car I run over somebody. Somebody else, I get run over. Somebody's getting run over. So now you get beaten and all just because you ask somebody to move along, because you're stuck behind them. That don't make sense. But again, mob mentality, when you're with your group of friends and you think, hey, you can't beat one away. You can't beat all away, so all away can't gang you and whatever. I remember when I was growing up, I was taught 5 people come for beat you. You don't have to beat 5. You just need to hold 1. You don't have to beat the 5 of them. You only need to hold 1. Or you only need to give that 1 a proper bus ass. All while you are get your lick, don't let go off of the one where you are bust for them ass. Me in this situation, me a press gas. Me a press gas. Me a lick down one of them. 1 or 2 or however many my car can lick. And that me a lick and me a drive, cause your ATV at the end of the day can't go faster than a car. Because it's not made that way. Me a drive go police station. You're supposed to be able to drive on the road without having to deal with people like those. So, oh hi Lindsay. Thanks for checking in. Colleen said that sounds like Hell's Devil Riders. We better be careful how we honk. Enid said I watched it too. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. Colleen said the riders must have pop up. I don't know how they got it, but press gas for real. Enid says 1 is good enough. Anyone you hold, make sure him ass bus prop. May I tell you? Sharon said, talk true, just say bikers, you smile and nod like mafia. Right? Smile and nod. Me not engage them, me not nothing with them. But at the end of the day, my car bigger than them. I never hear say a car man lick a bike and the bike man, and you never hear say a bike man lick a car and the car man dead. Never. You never hear say bike lick car and the car man dead. So me not play with them the people there. Anyways, I am not sure if you've looked at your WhatsApp lately, but I'm sure I know say you on WhatsApp. So yeah, this one, yeah. Anyways, WhatsApp has a new thing it's kind of like a disappearing message. So I'm not quite sure if you've noticed that when you're typing in WhatsApp, there's a 1 with a half a circle and dots around it. So what happened with that is you can send a one view message. So once you send the one view message, once they look at the message, it disappears. Whether it's a photo, whether it's a video, once you send it and you press that extra 1 at the end of where you type in the message, when you press that before you send the message, you yourself, because I tested it last night, you yourself don't even see the message that you send. It just shows that you send a message. The person on the other end, when they get the message, once they open it and read it, it disappears. So that's a new feature. Snapchat had that feature first. Instagram had it. I've had it for a couple of years now. And, Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp is the same company. So they've decided to put that in as a WhatsApp feature. And you have now a view once feature in WhatsApp. So whether a video, whether a text, whatever you're sending in WhatsApp, you can set it up so that once the person views it once, it disappears. When you send it, it doesn't show what you send. When you send it, it doesn't show what you send. It just shows that you send a message, but it doesn't show what's in the message. And when the person reads it, it self-destructs. It's gone. And if it's a situation where you send it and the person never reads it, never opens it, it disappears from their phone after 14 days. So automatically, if the person doesn't read it, it disappears after 14 days. So just saying, letting you know, WhatsApp has new features now. WhatsApp haven't, yeah. So when you're typing, let's see, Colleen says, yes, our WhatsApp will get out of control. Sharon said, WhatsApp keep for blackmail, no. Lindsay said, haven't noticed. I wonder where in WhatsApp archive it gone to, it doesn't. Sharon says, Mission Impossible would. Yeah, that's true. So when you're typing, Lindsay said you haven't noticed. So Lindsay, the next time you go to type a message, see if on your message line, if it has a 1, a half circle, and dots. And if it does, that means when you type the message, when you press the 1, right, the circle then becomes a full circle, and then you press send. And when you press send, off it goes. But if you haven't updated your phone or your WhatsApp in a while, you won't have it. If you've updated it recently, then you'll have it. Okay, so that's a WhatsApp thing. So I am going to go to the USA for a bit, and I'm going to go to an organization called the NRA, which is the National Rifle Association. No, Lindsay, you can't erase it. You can't erase it. No. So, would anybody want any of these in their homes? The lower one, I think, is supposed to be a table, and the taller one is supposed to be a stool. Would anyone want those in their house? Because those are made out of elephant foot. Elephant foot. So the reason why it's tied to the NRA is that the head of the NRA, Wayne LaPierre, and his wife Susan, they go on these hunting trips to Africa. They go and they kill these beautiful elephants, and then they smuggle the elephant parts back into the US to make these ugly furniture. That's what they do. Go to Africa, kill. And this particular one is coming out now because the taxidermists who helped them to smuggle to bring the goods back into the US and not have their names attached to it, they have been doing him wrong. So he's come out now and he went to the media and decided to blow up what they're doing. But can you imagine you go to Africa, you go kill an elephant, and you come back and them are ugly something you want in your house? You can, the poor animal them they run free and you go down there now figure kill them. Me don't want them something in my house. Me don't want those things in my house. But it is what it is. So we're gonna do our weekly COVID roundup. There's a lot happening with COVID right now. Like every country I try come up with something. Everybody I try do something. So Ontario is still in step 3. The numbers have gone up. Last week we were like 100 and some odd a day, 200 and some odd a day. Today we were in the 500 plus. So the numbers are going back up. According to the health director, we're in the fourth season or whatever of this thing. Anyways. So there's news that came out today that the federal government is working on a national vaccine passport or certificate that will be common across all provinces and will include the holder's COVID vaccination history, the date they got, the type of vaccine they got, and the location where they received their shot. It will be available to all citizens, permanent residents, and temporary residents living in Canada who are fully vaccinated. The passport will be ready to go early this fall, according to Intergovernmental Affairs Minister Dominic LeBlanc. I think based on what I've seen on the news, it is going to be like a QR code that they can scan to show that you got the vaccine and, you're fully vaxxed. So, Quebec, they're starting their own vaccine passport, and it will only be used for access to non-essential services like gyms, bars, restaurants, and festivals. The province said the proof of vaccination won't be required for retail stores, and discussions are underway as to whether events like weddings or religious gatherings will use them. Our illustrious Premier Doug Ford, who has been missing for much of the past 2 weeks, is still insisting that Ontario will not have a passport and that he's not in favor of it. Our schools are still slated to open come September, but they have still not rolled out a plan or a system for proper ventilation system to be installed and be in place before school opens in September. And from what I've seen, some of the schools that have already opened in the US, the younger kids under 12 are getting COVID. So there's a couple of schools that opened last week and have already shut back down and going back into virtual learning because of COVID. Montreal is also reporting that people are being caught trying to make false vaccine passports. Australia, New Zealand is back into lockdown due to the rise in the numbers of the Delta variant. Ed Bartlett, the Jamaica's tourism minister, I feel like Ed Bartlett in politics feel like some 70 years now. I don't understand. So he's appealing to the unvaccinated tourism workers to get vaccinated as soon as possible, as the cruise ships are going to be returning to Jamaica in a few weeks. and the cruise ships will require every cruise passenger and worker to be fully vaccinated. So there's been a lot of resistance to the vaccine in Jamaica, so we'll see if this will deter the cruise ships from returning to the island, because I know in Florida, the cruise ship took the state of Florida to court and won, because the cruise ship was requiring that every passenger who boards in Florida has their vaccine, have already taken their vaccine. And the state took the cruise ship to court. The cruise ship won. So I can't see that they would want to go to Jamaica and be working with Jamaicans who are not vaccinated. So we'll see how that plays out as well. Parts of the USA now have daily numbers that are higher than the numbers from last year, even with the vaccine, because they've politicized the taking of the vaccine. In Texas, the government states that there should be no mask mandate. However, and they fully opened up Texas and everything. However, now the numbers in Texas is rising, and the numbers are higher than they were last year. So now he's asking for more equipment and workers to come and help combat the virus. Again, they've politicized the vaccine and all of that stuff, and the mask, it's a whole thing. In Texas, in Florida, same thing in Florida. The government in Florida, the governor of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis, he's just fully opened up Florida. He's made it such that he has put a statewide no mask mandate, right? And he has stated that the Board of Education could move to withhold salaries of superintendents and school board members who disregards the order prohibiting mask mandate, right? So the numbers are rising. Florida, the state of Florida, have more COVID deaths than the whole country of Canada, and the whole country of Canada have more people than the state of Florida, just to give you a perspective on it. But the governor, Ron DeSantis, has also come out and said he's looking for workers to come and help work. So he wants out-of-state workers to come and help work, because they can't manage the amount of COVID patients they have. And yet, he's not doing anything to help with that situation. So the USA is a hot mess. Florida, Texas is a hot mess. And there was a notice that between August 1st and August 7th, there was 140 flights that came into Canada that had a COVID infected person on the flight. Jamaica numbers are going up as well. They have, I think, 355 person infection within the last couple of days. They have a 35% infection rate. So what that means is 1 in 3 persons have the virus or have caught the virus in Jamaica. No, we're not saying that if you get the vaccine, it immunes you. If you get the vaccine, that does not mean that you're immune from getting the virus, but it reduces the effect that the virus has on your body when you get the vaccine. So people can, they're now also doing the stats of who's coming in with a vaccine, who's coming in with a virus. They're breaking it down into whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. So, when you check in, you're asked, are you vaccinated? Are you unvaccinated? They're seeing that a lot of the people who are actually hospitalized are unvaccinated people. because the virus affects them less. People can choose to do what they want with their bodies, but hey, I ain't go preach to nobody about what to do. So the corona numbers for this week, and they're trending up. Canada is 1.45 million tested, 1.41 million recovered, 26,688 deaths. Worldwide, it's 205 million tested, 197 million plus recovered, and 4.33 million have died. In Ontario, tested is 554,000, recovered is 542,000, 9,412 have died. And in Jamaica, 55,790 have tested positive, 47,000 plus have recovered, and 1,254 people have died. In this past week, there's been more people who have died from COVID in Jamaica than have died from COVID in Canada, just to give you a perspective. So coming off COVID, we're going to do the Olympics roundup. Olympics ended last Sunday. It was a successful one for both Canada and Jamaica as they increased their medal total over their 2016 results. Hansel Parchment, the guy at the bottom, he won the 110-meter hurdles. He posted a story about how he almost missed the semifinals because he went onto the wrong bus, but he was helped out with cab fare by a volunteer. So after he won the race, he went back and repaid her and also gave him a gift. So that was very generous of him. U.S. wrestler Tamira Mensah, the lady at the bottom left, she closed out her first Olympic in dominating style, winning the gold in the women's 68-kilo freestyle final. She's only the second woman and first Black woman to win an Olympic wrestling gold for the United States. The Canadian runners won bronze in the 4x100-meter race. That gave Andre DeGrasse his sixth Olympic medal, which makes him the most decorated man in Olympics, Summer Olympics. So in the picks, you have Jerome Blake, Brendan Rodney. I must say that Brendan his family is from Falmouth Trelawney. So Aaron Brown, Jerome Blake, Brendan Rodney, and Andre DeGrasse of the Team Canada. But there's been some developing news since that came out today that the British sprinter CJ Uja has tested positive for 2 banned substances. He was part of the team that ran in the semifinals in the men 4x100. So, if he has since been suspended. So if his second test comes back still positive for the banned substance, even though he did not run in the final, but because he was a member of the team that run in the semifinals that enabled the guys to run in the finals, Britain will lose their silver medal. Canada will move up from bronze to silver, and China will get the bronze, and Jamaica will move up to 4th position in that race. So his first test came back positive for 2 banned substance. If his second, he's been suspended. If his second test comes back, then it'll be official. And if you've been watching Adam Stewart of the Sandals Hotel chain, he started the first medal that Jamaica won. He had the world's best going to the world's best. So he offered all the winners complimentary vacation stay at any of the Sandals or Beaches hotel anywhere in the world that they want to go. It's no limit. So they can stay a week, they can stay 2 weeks. Complimentary BMW cars to pick them up at their home to take them to the hotel if they're traveling from Jamaica to one of the Sandals hotel in Jamaica. So that's where that started. So then he expanded it to the other Caribbean islands where there is a Sandals resort, where winners of medals would get the same treatment. Then he further expanded it to all the athletes who represented their country in the Olympics in the islands where Sandals has a hotel. Those athletes can get a 4-night vacation at a Sandals resort. So, that's good on them that they're looking out for the other islands, that they have their businesses and will treat all the Olympians to a free vacation, limited or unlimited, for them because of their participation in the Olympics. So, and that included, the Bahamas, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Barbados, Antigua. Those are the other islands that have Sandals and Beaches Resort, and they get to go and stay. The winners get unlimited stay. The participants get a 4-night stay. So the next Olympics is in Paris in 2024. Paralympics starts later this month, so let's support those or less able-bodied athletes. And yeah. So I'm at the WTF section of the night, and I don't know what this helicopter guy was thinking. I don't know what the passenger was thinking. But the story is that the helicopter landed in a high-traffic parking lot in Tisdale, Saskatchewan, so a passenger could purchase ice cream at Dairy Queen. According to a news report released from the RCMP police in Tisdale, Saskatchewan, they received a call on July 31st at around 5 p.m. that a helicopter had landed in a busy parking lot on 101st Street. Witnesses saw the helicopter land and blow dust and debris throughout the area, which is surrounded by middle and high schools, businesses, and an aquatic center. Police officers determined that the helicopter did not land for an emergency, but rather for a passenger to hop out and buy an ice cream cake at the Dairy Queen in town. RCMP found out the 34-year-old pilot from Leroy, Saskatchewan, was licensed to pilot the chopper and had landed in an illegal location. His name was not released. He has been charged with 1 count of dangerous operation of an aircraft on August 4th. His court date is set for September 7th in Melfort, Saskatchewan. Sharon says, when you're either privileged or high. Yes, but if the passenger asks him for thing, the pilot never saw something wrong with the pilot. Me not understand. Cherie say, hey Cherie say, oh, to be rich. Oh, to be rich in truth. So there's another WTF story. So it's an old story, but it keeps popping up. And I thought it was quite interesting. So an Athens man, I think it's Athens, Georgia, he was arrested for a second time in 3 months for incidents involving family violence and pork chops. Now, I love a good pork chops, but me not gonna fight my family over it. So Terry Ball, 29, was arrested for violation of his family violence bond order, according to police. The order stemmed from an arrest in February where Ball was arrested for assaulting his mother with a pork chop. Police stated that they received a call from Ball's mother saying that he was trying to fight everyone in the house. When officers arrived, they say that Ball claims he was upset that his family ate his pork chops, and now he would have to eat. He would have to eat noodles. Police say they also found pots and pans on the ground in the house, and that Ball expressed several times that he was not happy about what happened with the pork chop. Ball was then arrested by police. And he wasn't just arrested one time for beating up his family for them eating in pork chops. No, as a family member, you would think that they would remember that they ate his pork chops and him fight them. So you wouldn't do it again. But oh no, they decided to do it again. So I know one time in beating families, two times. Another time he became upset with his mother after throwing the piece of meatball, got up, pushed his mother and headbutted her over pork chops. Over pork chops. You can imagine pork chops. Pork chops. And there's a story and a video going around where some Jamaican farm workers got into an argument over pots in BC, and one farm worker stabbed the next farm worker. I saw both videos, and there hasn't been an update yet as to whether the farm worker who got stabbed, if he's alive. But I know that the farm worker who did the stabbing was arrested, and I know that them did want to throw some big bricks on him even when the police them have them. So the police ended up stand strong with him in order for big bricks not throw. So yeah, that's just been things. So let's see what's going on here. Sharon says, where the hell you been, Sharice? Lindsay said, we've been missing you, Sharice. Yeah, y'all need to send an APB out for her. Sharice says, good evening, ladies. Washing my hair. You know how long that takes, hours and days. Princess Lindsay says, not the same without you. Sharon says, Sharice, all summer. Sharon, have you seen Sharice's head? It does take all summer to wash it. Lindsay says, man love his pork chops. Sharon says, pork chops well noise. Sharice said, missing you all too, pushing out this weekend. Sharice said, laughing my ass, but I'm still afraid to go outside. Lindsay said, pot as in cooking pot or pot. Cooking pot, Lindsay, cooking pot. Cooking pot. You know, cooking pot you're cooking and not pot. Cooking pot. Cooking pot. So yeah, it's been yeah. That was sad. It was sad. But going over to the USA for a bit, Britney Spears' dad, there was a story that I did a couple of weeks ago. I did a couple of weeks ago where Britney Spears' father didn't want to remove himself as a conservator. He has now decided that he will be removing himself as her conservator. So this is a win for her. She can start singing. She can start performing again. She don't have to justify why she needs money, her own money. She can start looking after herself again, independent of her dad. So big win for her. Big win for her. Big win for her. So in Jamaica, 34-year-old Winston Humes, otherwise called Dennis, of Norwich District in the parish, has been arrested for allegedly sexually assaulting a female student and a female worker at the College of Agricultural Science and Education in June. He's charged with rape, grievous assault, larceny from the person, and lawful wounding, assault with intent to rape, and simple larceny. His court date is being finalized. The police report that on Tuesday, June 8th, Humes allegedly attacked and raped a female student on the compound. He grabbed her as she was walking using a link road and pulled her into a tunnel on the property. That was apparently at 10 a.m. in the morning. She was reportedly held for several hours before she managed to escape and informed the school officials about the incident. Once the police did an investigation, they also found out that Humes also sexually assaulted another female worker. So they assaulted the student. She reported it, and then they found out that he also assaulted a worker there as well when she was walking on campus, dragged her behind the building and demanded sex and all of that stuff. So he also apparently ran away with one of the ladies' bag that had $18,000 in it. And I don't understand. So that school they need to do something. Help the female students, because that's not right. Security has to be increased. Sharon says, who cares? Say 9 cents, she rich. Yes, but Sheree said it's a valid question. Well, the part question is a valid question. Lindsay said that was some shit regarding Britney Spears. Yes, but imagine she rich, Sharon, but at the same time, she not have option to spend her own money. She have to go ask her father. Imagine you rich, Sharon, and you still have to go ask your father at age 35 for money. And you have to justify to your father why you need the money. That don't make sense. That don't make sense at all. So it's good that she no longer has to do that. And, she can handle her money on her own. There's just a couple more stories and then I'll wrap up for the night. There was an 8-year-old boy in Jamaica who got shot at the Clarendon football field. Apparently he was minding his own business, watching a football get together, soccer match early morning, and gunman just come up and start fire shot on a group of youngsters that were playing, and the 8-year-old boy got killed. It is also reported that 2 other youngsters were shot and injured. So we don't know how or why or whatever. Apparently, I don't know, like nobody knows why the vehicle just showed up and just started shooting, and the 8-year-old guy got killed. I don't know why. They never did say. And so, but it's just sad. But imagine how much beer you have to drink for you have a car full of this much beer can. How much beer you have to drink for you have a car full of that much beer can? So this is actually in Ontario. This car was pulled over. I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. They did a breathalyzer on the driver, but he was sober. But apparently he collects cans and he takes them in to be recycled. He gets money when he does that. But that is a lot of cans for you full of the car where you couldn't even see through the back glass. But the police, they didn't arrest him. They asked him to fix his thing so that he could see through the back mirror, and they sent him along his merry way. So the last story of the night is this girl in Las Vegas. Her name is Daisha Kelly. So Miss Kelly put out a thing a couple of months ago or I think it was last month, that she was going to be evicted from her apartment. So she needed $2,000 because she was going to be evicted from the apartment. Somehow her story got on CNN, and she'd also started a GoFundMe campaign to seek $2,000 to pay her rent so she and her 3 kids would not get evicted. That's the story, the first story. So she ended up getting $231,737 in the GoFundMe effort. Remember, she only wanted $2,000, so her and her 3 kids would not be evicted. The 3 daughters, age 5, 8, and 9. All right. She come out and she said she thanked them for the GoFundMe. She don't get the money yet, but she come out and she said she thanked them for the money. And what she a go do? She a go use it pay her rent. She a go put some of it aside, and she a go donate some to different charities and all of that stuff. So, she a go do something good with it, right? All right, because she lose her job during the pandemic, so that's why she couldn't pay her bills, because she was only working temporary jobs, and it wasn't enough to keep her rent current and all of them something there, right? All right. So, based on her going to CNN, my girl get enough money. She claims that she did all sell blood for $100 to help out herself. So, based on that, our CNN appearance, our GoFundMe, $200 and $1,000. Alrighty then. Come to find out now, say, the pin of them are not fear. The kids are not hers, and her story is not, while it is not 100% lie, it is not 100% truth. So the lady on the right in the white shirt is actually the mother of the kids. The lady in the pink is Daisha Kelly. So, but Daisha is dating the kid's father. So she says that she is a mother figure to the kids, and she has them a lot. So they're like her daughters, right? No. Know that money is involved. That is when now the kid's biological mother come out and I say she's the mother of the kids and the kids live with her. But Daisha is saying that more often than not, the kids are at her house because she's dating the father of the kids. The kids are at her house a lot, but she does not live with the kid's father. So it's a whole bag of mix up. It's a whole bag of mix up. So what's happening right now is GoFundMe hold on for the money. Daisha has put out a statement stating that while the young girls are not her biological kids, she has them often enough that they're like her daughters because she's dating their father, right? And she's saying that at the time when she did the video, the biological mother had dropped off the kids. They were with her for a week at that time. So that's what's happening. So right now, again, she went back onto, because her story was worldwide, because once you go past CNN, everybody feels sorry for you. Your story gone out or so. So that's what happened. Now she put out a statement that said whatever, and I said if anybody want back the money, they can contact GoFundMe, and GoFundMe will refund the money. So I don't know how much of it has been refunded and all of that stuff. But yeah, so right now it's a whole big scamming thing I go on with that. But my girl, she get enough money. She get enough money. Lindsay says, "Would big scammer." Sharon says, "What a wicked girl. Me did all I feel sorry for her." Sharon, Cherie says, "Should have offered mom some of the dollars." Well, while she didn't offer the mother some of the money directly, she did state that she was going to give each kids $5,000 each. She was going to set up an account for each kid for $5 and give them $5,000 each. So, I don't know how or what or why or what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's it's interesting. It's been interesting that thing. But this GoFundMe begging thing, if people get out of pocket with it and a go on and all of them sorry something there. So me not understand. Me not understand. Sharon says she have them for a week and I go on like right. In it, I did sorry for her too. Sharon said, "Why is so proper?" Sharon, I have that part of me where I can be proper. Yeah, I have that part of me where I can be proper. I don't show it very often, but I have that part. Anyway, Cherie says that's only 15 G's out of over 200,000. I guess that's the part where the biological mother got upset and decided she need to step forward and say something because she not gonna get half. She not gonna get enough money out of it. So that's probably why she decided to step forward at that point in time and do something. I don't know, but yeah, girlfriend decides say whatever. But those are the topics for the night. I'm just gonna touch on my soul chattings for a bit, and let's see. Lindsay said all of them are scammer. Sharon said all of them are thief. That exactly. So my soul chattings for tonight is don't change your color for a few people. Maybe they're colorblind. Stay real. Don't change your color for a few people. Maybe they're colorblind. Stay real. So you don't always ask me to be nice, to be nicer. I mean, I'll try hard and I work on it. Yeah. So my giveaway for tonight is the NRG. And what is the NRG? The NRG is a capsule, a supplement that actually gives you energy. So if you do like double shifts, if you're a long haul truck driver, this is good for you. If you're somebody that normally drinks a lot of Red Bull, drinks a lot of energy drinks, this is good for you. I use this every day, especially when I'm walking, when I go walk, because I need my energy. So, and if I walk in the morning, this helps. But I will be giving away a week's supply of the NRG. So let me just set up my tools here. Set up my tools here to see who wins this week and go from there. So let's see. A couple comments came in. Enid says she not forget none. Sharon said, Sharice Red Bull. Sharice says, yep. Alrighty, so I am going to do my giveaway. I will see who wins this week. Oh, Lindsay, congratulations. I'll give them to you on the weekend. I'll give them to you. NRG, I did use more. These grand picnics drain. I'll give them to you on the weekend. It's why I like them is because when you drink, for those people who drink Red Bull and for those people who drink the energy drink or even coffee, you can feel when you're coming off you can feel when you're coming off. This doesn't give you that effect. Like this, it doesn't give you that coming down effect where you're at the high and then you can feel that your body being drained. No, it doesn't give you that effect. So that's why I like that, because it doesn't do that. So I will see you on the weekend and I will give you a week's worth and you can try it and go from there. So let's see. Sharon says this is fixed. It's always fixed when Sharon is winning. Sherry says perfect, winner. Enid says congrats. Lindsay says yes, needed. Sharon says Cherise Taylor, whatever. And Lindsay says, "Cheers, my girl. I love my girls. I love you guys." Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying up with me. It's ran a little longer than I anticipated, and I didn't even read all the stories. I'm trying to chop it down for an hour, but there's just so much happening that I want to bring to you guys. So thanks for staying with me for the whole entire night. Thanks for commenting, making it interesting and stuff. I will see you guys next Thursday, 9 p.m., same place, same time. Peace out.